Welcome to this video on physical security. In this video, we're going to discuss what does physical security mean, what does it incorporate, then go into sort of why is this important, and then finally the best practices for physical security. So physical security deals with protecting the physical facilities of the organization, as well as protecting the servers and any other IT equipment that might be physically located wherever the organization may be. So this would include like office spaces, buildings, just really anywhere that is a physical location of the organization. And you might wonder, like, well, from a cybersecurity perspective, why does this matter? Because again, a lot of these organizations or a lot of these physical locations is going to house all the IT equipment, all the servers where the information is stored. So it's crucial to protect these spaces. And from a basic user perspective, you won't have to deal with protecting the servers, but it does still apply to you because you still have your own personal devices. So you can also go into that of physically protecting your actual device from any physical attacks. So going into the importance of it, as you can see, it does protect against this unauthorized access to servers and other IT systems. So from a basic user perspective, this will be your physical phones, laptops, IoT devices, gaming systems, anything else that has that network connectivity or really any IT computer device. It also does protect against or help prevent the cyber attacks that in order to execute, needs the physical access to the equipment. So some of you may have heard of a rubber ducky. This is a USB device that can perform a wide range of attacks against the computer. That is something that you would need that physical access to that device to come and plug into the device to execute. So it helps prevent against these types of attacks. So some of the best practices that you can use to prevent against this is one, from an organizational level, installing cameras and access control, and then the principle of least privilege. The third one, they use multi-factor authentication. That could be really a organizational level or a user level because you can install multi-factor authentication on your own devices yourself, but the organization could require and probably should require multi-factor authentication. And then finally, again, this is going to be an organizational one, the secure entry points. But from a user level, you should still secure where you're protecting your device. So it might not go really in depth into secure entry points per se, but when you're out or when you're not allowed, keeping the locations where your devices are secure, like just making sure, like if you're in a dorm room or even if you're off locking the dorm rooms or locking your apartments, things like that, to keep that physical location secure. And then also from a basic level, just don't leave your devices unattended. That's like when you're leaving unattended, anyone could, especially if you're in a public place, people could come up and just plug something into your device. That's not good. So just making sure you're really trying to protect against and protect your own personal devices. Like again, lots of the stuff in these slides here are talking about from an organizational level, but there's many things that you can do to protect your own devices, and that will ultimately help the university by when you're on their network. It helps protect it from any attacks coming through the route of your device into their network. And again, this is where I'm really emphasizing there's benefits for the organization as well as there's the benefits for you, because your device, if it becomes compromised, it might be hard to recover from that personally from a personal device standpoint. So it does help you out by protecting your device as well as the information that is stored on that device. So this does conclude this video in physical security of the devices, and so make sure you're following best practices that are discussed in this video, as will help protect your devices as well as help protect the university's networks and systems.